Down to the day, man. We're expecting you about an hour ago. What happened that you couldn't be here?
Find Abraham Kawa. Tell him thank you so much because I'm only here because of him.
Why did you not want to be here?
Man, tell you the truth, I never want to do these things, bro. I just want to fucking always train and compete and fight and be by myself. I've been trying to go to Central Park forever and just go by myself and do what I've always done, visualize and meditate and be by myself. And I've done every single thing they said, you know. They kind of forget that I have to train late because the fight is late, and I have to wake up early, and then this and that, and I don't want to complain or nothing, but I don't know. What am I going to get at? What question of you guys is going to be different from yesterday or the day before? What's going to be different? Not a damn thing, you know? So why keep doing this repetitiveness? I don't know, you know? I get it, you know, I got to show up and do things, but I had things to do today in the morning. I got to make weight tomorrow. I've never missed weight, and I got, you know what's more important than all of this? It's a fight on Saturday, and having my head right, making sure that I perform, you know? So I had to do a couple things today in the morning to make sure that Friday my weight is good and Saturday is good. So, you know, this is gonna hurt a lot of you guys' feelings. But this is like second in the list. First thing is fighting. Whatever it takes for me to fight is the first thing for me always, you know? There's other guys that live for this shit, and you know, whatever. Kudos to them if that's what they got into it for. I got into it so I could fight and shit like that. And coming back into the sport, though, I knew I had to dominate this area of talking and interviews and fighting if I wanted to get the big paycheck. So I try to do as much as I can, but fighting comes first, you know, and I had shit to do in the morning.
I think the one thing we missed was we wanted to see the face-off. That's what we didn't get to see today. We wanted to see you guys together, get that.
They could Photoshop that thing together. And plus, I'm not good at fucking the media days. Didn't Ben Askren beat me like on 2 fucking, what are these things called, press conferences or whatever? I care less about those things, man. I just want to fight.
Jorge, you said that you're not a West Coast gangster, you're a Miami dude. What's the difference between the two?
You're going to find out Saturday, my brother.
Kimbo, what do you think you would say to your success?
Let's get it. Damn shit, man. I wish I could finish the fight and go and shake his hand and give him a hug afterwards. That'd be super cool. That's somebody that no vested interest in me, just backing me up. You know, he saw the talent and shit, man. It's still one of my most watched fights. Something that makes me so recognizable in the sport when people can figure it out that it's the same guy. Oh shit, it's the same guy I saw when I was a kid, and it's pretty cool. And he opened up those doors for me. He didn't have to, you know. He didn't have to at all. It was just some skinny kid from Miami. I didn't grow up with him or nothing. We just came across each other. He liked my style. He liked what I was doing, and they gave me that shot to shine, you know. So I'm forever indebted to him, man, in many ways, you know.
How did the sort of guy he was? He would just help people that he didn't mean to.
One of the most humble dudes you can come across on all ways, man. Just super humble dude, bro. If you ever, I don't know what your encounters with him might have been or not, but one of the most humble dudes I've met in my life, not in the sport, in life in general.
How did you catch it? There's other people in this sport that make their whole shtick about the president, and yet he's going to come watch you fight and not them fight.
You said it yourself, man. I think real recognized real. No matter what your views are on Trump as a president, the guy's a bad motherfucker, man. The money that he's made, the obstacles that he's conquered, he's a bad motherfucker in his own way, you know. No matter what your political views are. And who's he coming to see? It's not that cocksucker with the MAGA hat talking about Trump this, Trump that, and he don't know shit about politics. And I'm not gonna sit here and talk about politics or act like I know about it, but I ain't gonna try to fucking sell people that I know about politics. That motherfucker can't even spell the nation's capital. Inbred ass retard.
Would you like to have Trump put the belt on you other than The Rock?
That'd be cool too, you know. Trump's a cool motherfucker, you know. I don't want to get too much into politics, so, you know. A lot of my Latin community might be upset at me, you know, so I'm not going to dabble into politics right now, my brother.
Do you wish you could have seen that other guy's reaction when it's announced that Trump is coming to this fight?
Oh, I know his reaction and his ghostwriter's reaction because it's a small world. I know exactly how much teeth shaving they did when they actually found out how cringy they got, you know.
I know you don't like talking about him, but the fans asked you about Colby yesterday, and you said something. What did you say? Because we couldn't hear you on stage.
That the universe is gonna correct that mistake via me. Our time will come. I'll dictate when, and then I will. A lot of people said, you included, I think, that what I did to Ben was a little uncalled for. No, it wasn't. What I'm gonna do to Colby's gonna be uncalled for, and I can put my life on that, man.
Speaking of which, what's the atmosphere like at ATT now? Because it seems like
He sees me, security comes, coaches grab him, they put him away, they got me in a training separate room. He doesn't say a word to me. I fuck with him all the time because I'm the type of guy, if you say something right now, whenever I see you, I'm gonna hold you to that. It's just who I've been since I was a kid till right now. I don't have to prove it, everybody knows. At any given moment, I see my bully, the guy that's trying to conquer me, we're gonna find out. And if we could fight every time that we came across each other, we would. He knows it, that's why he runs at me, that's why, not runs at me, runs away from me, that's why I go where he eats at and wait for him. He doesn't eat at these places no more, because I'm going there to eat, and this little bitch is nowhere to be seen. And these are places that he constantly used to eat at. He knows that I know, so I've been at these places, just wanting to have a talk with him man to man. This coward has not gone to eat at these places. I heard he's only doing Uber Eats, you know? Not like I'm gonna assault him or nothing, that's not me. Just wanna talk to him man to man, you know? Get an insight into him. Just ask him some questions, you know, man to boy, you know, be like, why after I let you sleep in my couch? You ate off my food. I helped you get on MMA Junkie. I helped you get on Ariel Hawani, BJPen.com, all these things. Why would you just turn on me just for a Facebook like? Just for something? Are you that much of a bitch? And I'm not much of an idiot. It's truly the mistake is on me, because I'm the fucker that let him, you know? He also burnt John Jones, and John Jones back then was sending little messages through Abraham and stuff like, tell George you don't trust that dude, he's another guy, you know? And I was kind of like, there's three sides to every story, yours, theirs, and the truth. So I didn't really, you know, I was like, I didn't. It was in the early stages. Then he also burnt my boy Woodley, which is one of the few stand-up dudes in the sport that is a true fucking friend. Doesn't know nobody money in the sport. That's one thing. A lot of fighters, 50% of them, 40% of them, owe money to trainers, coaches, people that help them get to that moment. I can't relate with those people. That to me, you're a fucking cockroach. Bop, you know, somebody helped you, somebody gave you knowledge and wisdom to get to the next level, and you don't pay back by just giving them a little bit of money, you know, whatever the fair percentage is. And Colby fits in that fucking same cowardness. He ripped off two coaches that I actually introduced him to. So I feel like the asshole because the credit's on me. It's on my credit that he did these things, you know? So extra fuck that guy, you know?
I think a lot of us here have like fallen out with like best friends. Does that like hurt you? I mean, maybe that's a bit soft.
It doesn't hurt me at all. It hurts me that I was so fucking stupid and naive to let this individual anywhere near my family, friends, coaches, let him sleep on my fucking couch for about a year. And all this that I'm saying is actually, you can see it online, or you could ask people at American Top Team and stuff. That's what hurts me, that I was that stupid and naive, man.
Is there an argument that he shouldn't be at that gym anymore? It's not just you, it's Dustin, it's Joanna. Like, is there ever an argument where you need to say to Dan, like, why are you letting this guy still
My
do
only argument with Dan and the company is we're both men. We both know how to defend ourselves, right? But when I see him and he sees me, let's just handle it, you know? And let it be what it is, you know, because that is my city, and I'm very polite to him, because in the snap of the fingers, I could have 5 cars packed to the teeth with individuals that'll make sure he never comes back. I don't do that. I want to handle it man to man. He won't give me that. He won't. I just really want to talk to him and tell him, what is your fucking problem? He won't do that, though. He's a coward. Just like Woodley said, he hides in corners when he was at the gym. That's what he does. But when this is around and there's a couple security guards behind him, man, that dude is a fucking pit bull all of a sudden, huh? And I can't relate with that shit, man, you know?
So if Usman beats him in December, would you want Usman in the title, or would you want him in the personal beef?
Like you said, personal's personal, business is business, you know? You see how I handle personal dudes. Forgot that guy's name from England. You see how I handle personal dudes. Business is business, you know? When it's business, it's the biggest paychecks, it's the biggest belts. I can give a fuck less from my personal side to bring it to my business. There's a lot of guys from where I'm from still trying to fight me and shit like that. I'm not gonna bring him into my biggest stage. I'll take care of you in a parking lot somewhere, you know, because at the end of the day, I love the fight, so I'll give you that. But he's not gonna be on stage with me, sharing it if he doesn't deserve it, you know?
It might be bigger money than a title fight, though. I think more people might pay to see you and Colby than they would you and Cameron.
Tell you the truth, I'm the ticket at 170. Wherever I fight, I make that fight huge. I make that fight big, you know?
You see that McGregor says he wants to fight the winner of this fight. Like, Like, let's say that's on the table, the title's on the table. Which one's the way you go? Because you could defend this BMF title with a McGregor fight, and that would be probably bigger than an Usman fight.
I don't. Connor's done amazing things in the sport, and I always give, not always, but I try to give credit's due. He's got 2 belts. He's got the fastest knockout with the title. He's done a lot of great things, you know. But as of late, he hasn't competed in a while, and I'm just hearing things. I'm not seeing it. You know, if he comes back and fights and fights whoever he fights and wins, and wants to fight me, of course I'm gonna fight that guy over everybody, just like I fight Nate, because Nate's a huge dog, and he also brings in dollar bills. Connor's the same. He's a fighter. He might not be the toughest guy out there, but he's a hell of a fighter, and he brings in millions of dollars. So of course I'm gonna fight that guy over all these other bums. It's a no-brainer, man. But is he fighting? I don't know, you know?
Are you excited after the Nick Diaz fight disappeared on you? Is it just like, can you believe your luck that you actually got Nate? You got one of the two?
Part of me, yeah, part of me, no, because I always thought for a while when I was coming up, man, I'm gonna fight Nate at some point, and then I started thinking, the fight might not materialize. I was in Strike Force in the UFC, when we were both in the UFC, different waves. It's always a fight I wanted personally, because I like the dude's style, I like how he carries himself, I like how he fights, you know, so I personally wanted on a personal level, but I started thinking it might not happen, you know, and then thank God it's happening now.
How much of this fight is about legacy and going down in history as the baddest man in the UFC?
Oh, it's all legacy. It's all heart and drive. I've said it many times, I don't think Nate is the most skilled, but he is one of the biggest dogs the sport has ever seen, and that right there, to me, says a lot. You know, that's a guy that I want to be. I want to be like, yeah, I beat that guy, you know?
Put him into another orbit. Is that the way to beat Nate Diaz? Knock him out?
A guy like Nate, definitely. You don't want to let that guy hang out at any moment. You might be beating him up for 4 rounds, you take him down, and he's still game, and he wraps around your neck. You can take his legs off, as we've seen, and the guy's just still coming, you know, so he's literally, the best way to describe him is he's a fighting dog, and fighting dog's the only way to take care of him is to put him down, you know?
You know, you talked about the Miami street fights in great detail. I'm just curious, even with a win, how dangerous was it walking away from one of those fights? You know, anything goes.
Oh, super dangerous, man. That's the part that I probably didn't like in some ways, because you just don't know who's got a gun or a knife or who's upset, you know. I had incidences where guys got slicked, and I got handled, you know, because it wasn't like it was just me by myself. Obviously, there was guys there doing their part in it as well to make sure that the quarterback, or whatever you wanted to call me at the time, was taken care of, you know. So I don't care for that aspect, because when it comes to fighting, it's not like, I don't like you, let's fight. It's more like, man, you're good at what you do, I'm good at what I do, let's compete, let's find out who the best is, you know. That's what I like about fighting the most, you know.
Did Kimbo ever have to play a role in, you know, making sure that sides played it cool?
Kimbo was amazing at making sure that the fight stayed the fight, you know. He'd shut that down quick, and not only is Kimbo intimidating, but everybody in Miami knows you don't want to fuck with him or his peoples, you know. So Kimbo can move mountains himself, and if you add in together his squad, they're dangerous. So Kimbo was amazing at squashing all beefs, you know. We got in there to scrap, man to man, and then after that, yo, shake hands, it's over. He's like the sensei of that realm, and he was a hell of a sensei, man.
Did you guys stay in touch between the street fights and his UFC run and all that?
Well, he was at American Top Team, so we'd run into each other on occasion, and then a little bit more frequent as he had camp, I had camp. He was in Elite XC, then he was in the Ultimate Fighter, then he was in UFC, you know, so we'd always run into each other. Maybe I'd give him like a little thing that I did in the fight. Maybe he'd share like a crazy story with me, you know, so, I mean, we're both dudes from Miami, we love to fight, so we had a lot in common. We both love women too, so, you know, we had a lot in common, you know.
What was it that about you that caught his eye in the beginning?
I don't know, maybe just some skinny kid working hard, and then, you know, my coaches went up to him and talked to him, and then he got to talk to me, and Kim was just like, I don't know, he's like a good dude, bro, you know? He's like a good dude, man. I really look back, and he didn't have to do that for me at all, whatsoever.
How much did you make for fighting Ray?
We didn't make money, and I did make money. Shout out to Icy Mike, because things went on so I could get compensated, but I can't really talk about these things, you know, I'm a professional athlete, but Icy Mike always took care of everybody in those rings. Make sure that if there was medical bills, if there was anything to do, Icy Mike makes sure to take care of it. I just don't want to get too much into it because I am a pro fighter. I'm not supposed to talk about things like that. But shout out to Icy Mike, man.
Have you ever talked to Kimbo Slice's son, who is also fighting now?
Yeah, via social media and stuff. We talk. I've never gotten a chance to run into him in person. But man, I wish him all the success in the world, man. I hope he just, if he ever listens to this, man, put all the bullshit aside. Leave the phones, the social media, the bitches, the drugs aside, and just get after my brother because he's got talent, man, and he's got to just polish that talent. He can take it to the next level. Done.
Brief question for you. As someone else who wants to know.
Yeah, 1 second. Wait, you're about to trip over the cord.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, Abby, can you grab the mic?
I heard that it's you wear Timbs, you buy Timbs in New York, and you're not in New York, it's like 7 months of like foot fungus, you know? They have to get gifted by New Yorkers, what I heard, and they were gifted to me from a New Yorker. I was here, and shit, I wanted to make sure my foot speed was good, so I worked out in them. I worked out in them about like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, and I started getting some serious blisters. I was like, I don't need these for the fight, so I took them off.
No
my shoes
cardio
on.
and Timbs. Just
Little, well, we did a little bit of cardio.
I saw. I was like,
a little bit.
That's a little crazy.
A little bit of shadow boxing. Yeah, a little bit of shadow boxing, elliptical. And then I was like, man, I don't want to just get these blisters for no reason, you know?
Why have they not caught on elsewhere?
Timberlands?
Yeah. Why is it just such a New York thing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, big in England? Okay. I mean, I see people in Miami wearing them in 98-degree humidity in the ex-New Yorker, Miami. Yeah, maybe, you know? They got shorts with the Timbs on walking through the sand. You gotta salute those motherfuckers, man. Them fuckers are crazy, bro. Dedicated, man.
Is there a particular... There's a million things about Diaz on the film. Is there a particular style that you think... Sorry, not style. Is there a particular aspect of his style that you think is going to play in well to what you got?
His heart and his firm commitment to not take no as an answer, you know? He'll get hit with something and he'll walk through that something. That sets him apart from 95% of the fighters I think out there. But in a case like mine, you could be walking into a baseball bat, a trap, you know? Huh?
So you're talking with someone at the GQ
It was cool. I don't remember the piece now. It's been so much. I don't know if it was this week, last week, but I know I have talked to him a couple times, I think, you know?